Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. There's a lot to talk about. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it is it's wild. It is oh my gosh. Let me no. Okay. It is absolutely nuts out there. Let's start off with this. Okay? Let's start off with this. I'm going to take a quick trip down memory lane. A quick trip down memory lane. Okay? 2016. Let's take a quick trip, American Patriot. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. I was writing in the Huffington Post, The Hill, and Salon. I was on CNN, MSNBC. I was expecting that James Comey was autonomous and Debbie Wasserman Schultz presided over a fair election. I actually thought that, I don't know, I was very naive. Durf, I was very, very naive. To my super chat, by the way, thank you. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. I was very naive and I thought that, well, look, if there's a primary, we want the best person available to beat big bad Trump. And I was warning the Democratic Party in endless articles. I wrote over 100 articles saying the same thing, that if it wasn't Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton would lose to Trump. She lost to Trump. The knock on me by some people is that, oh my God, you said she would get indicted. Well, the reason that Democrats are in complete and utter disarray right now is that she didn't get indicted. Thank you, Denox OC. Thank you. Fast forward to, so they cheated. We know from the WikiLeaks DNC emails that they used Bernie Sanders' religion against him. They tried to find dirt or negative stories to filter into the press. And we know that the prevailing mentality, which is why people wrote hit pieces on me in the Daily Caller and Raw Story and Wonkette and all of these places. You had message boards talking about me. Oh my God, this guy's crazy. You even have hilarious, like, certain people still on the left. This guy's a lunatic. This one guy, anyway, they call me a lunatic and crazy, and it's like, well, you're the people who cheat all the time, and you justify it by saying Republicans cheat all the time, but where's the evidence? There's no evidence that they cheat, and even if you could find evidence of the equivalent of the DNC, WikiLeaks DNC emails and Podesta emails, that would not justify their behavior. But you don't even need the equivalent. What they do is they say, well, you know what? That's just the way the game is played. No, they cheat mostly against their own. They actually cheat their own. So not only did they cheat Bernie Sanders, they cheated Tim Canova. We'll get to that in a second. But Broward County, a judge had already ruled months back that it was illegal for Broward County to destroy ballots. The reason I'm laughing is because this is not like Julian Assange is a hero. He deserves to be free. He has suffered for telling the truth. We teach our children to tell the truth. And he's a hero. He needs to be. He's a publisher. He's a journalist. He's protected. He's protected under international law, under the Constitution. He is a publisher under UK law. WikiLeaks was deemed a media organization, and Julian Assange a journalist. And actually, WikiLeaks emails were admissible in court under UK law. That was last year. But you now have a situation where, I mean, I can read you this. This is below in the pinned comment. I'm sorry, in the description. Broward County election supervisor illegally destroyed ballots in Wasserman Schultz race. Judge rules. This is the Sun Sentinel. Now you have in Florida, now you have Box left. And by the way, we'll get to the Clinton lawyer, Mark Elias, who is overseeing the hand recount. He helped purchase the Steele dossier and outsourced, his law firm outsourced Fusion GPS. That's all over the news now. That's the Newsweek article below. Like, I'm not making this up, okay? This has nothing to do with supremacist enabler, man. Tiki torch. This is like not euphemisms and pseudo-intellectual mental battles and cyber battles that, you know, don't take place in reality unless it's like a staged event or some kind of media-driven clash between the good and the bad, and that represented so many things, and we don't even have to get to that. Box left at Broward polling place didn't contain ballots, election officials said. This is November 9th today, so there are boxes that of ballots that don't have ballots. Okay. The reason I'm laughing is because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. And I've been through this already. So thank God I'm not on the left, but it's affecting me as a Trump supporter now. It never leaves you. They never leave you. The cheating always stays. The way they do, the way they behave, the way they act. It never ends. It never ends. But like it just never ever ends. So this is today. Box left at Broward polling place didn't contain ballots. Election. Well, what did it contain? They're important gray boxes. They're important gray boxes seen at each polling site. Containers that are used to store people's votes. Well, that's good. Well, then their votes are safe. Poll workers later remove the ballots and leave the boxes at the polling sites for pickup. Well, what could go wrong? On Thursday, 2 days after the election, teacher Lakeisha Sori spotted one of these boxes at Sunshine Elementary School in Miramar, okay, and worried ballots might still be inside. But that's not the case, a Broward County election official says. Where are the ballots? So people went to that elementary school to vote. The ballot box is there. The ballots ain't there. The ballots ain't there. They're not there. They're not there. The box is there. The ballots ain't there. The box is there. The ballots are not there. Where are the ballots? Where are the ballots? Just like other boxes, this container in question held supplies, not ballots. What? Says Dozell Spencer, Broward's director of voting equipment center operations. Well, then why was it in a ballot box? Why were the extra pens and whiteout and staplers in the ballot box? Speaking to the reporters Thursday night, Spencer said these boxes are used to hold provisional ballots. And when the polls close, the ballots are transferred to a zippered bag and taken to the election warehouse in Lauderhill. Then why even a teacher was like, wait a second, there still could be ballots inside. Why would they use election ballot boxes? Why would they not just seal up the boxes? Why would you remove the ballots from the boxes? Why? To make sure that you wanted to recycle? Because it's made of cardboard? That makes no sense. Nothing here makes sense. Absolutely, 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 absolutely nothing. Nothing makes sense. Super 6-8. I hope Arizona will be safe. It doesn't look. I mean, it looks. McSally should win, but we'll get to that in a second. They just found 26,000 votes. These were on election night. McSally was up, and Rick Scott was up by. They were up by sizable margins, not like 500 votes, like sizable margins. And then suddenly there was, oh, we found all of these votes. And these are both red states, by the way. Florida, goes back and forth, but Florida is a red state right now. So, like, it wasn't close between DeSantis and Gillum. But, so let me keep reading this. This is kind of hilarious. So, this is just insane. Spencer displayed one of the boxes to show how ballot-free boxes then double as place to store inventory items such as vote here signs, pens, envelopes, extension cards, and election manuals. Okay, do you understand how stupid that is? Does anyone get how stupid this is? The Democratic official, i.e. the election official, they're one and the same. This is what's taking place. A teacher who was honest, good person at the elementary school says, hey, there is a ballot box. There's a ballot box there. Okay? There are ballots in that ballot box, hence the word ballot box. She looked inside and she said, wait a second, this is a shipment to Staples. Then the article goes on to say there are these empty ballot boxes throughout Florida. Just empty ballot boxes. Just empty ballot boxes. Then the response is, well, instead of actually shipping the ballots in the ballot box, we remove the ballots because the ballot boxes are they're precious heirlooms. They're actually ancient ballot boxes. When people were writing notes in hieroglyphics, they were using these amazing, amazing ballot boxes. These are ancient, pristine ballot boxes that we can't reuse or we can't use to ship. So we remove the ballot, we remove the votes from the ballot box and then put staplers and pens back in the box. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? This is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious. This is crazy. So then they have so they're like, oh, there's nothing to see here. It's fine. They remain at polling sites with election machines and other equipment until they're picked up by Broward election official, the Broward elections office, really the Democratic Party, but let's just whatever we'll call them. We pick up all our supplies. It takes 8 days to deliver everything to polling sites. What? There's no way I could pick up everything in 2 days. Why would it take 8 days? Whatever. Sorry took a photo of a large gray bin with a slot on top and a paper affixed to it inside. Said that reads provisional ballot box. All such boxes have that sign on one side, and the other sides they read supply box. They also double as equipment for the local high school box. You can find footballs and baseballs in there. Also for stray kittens, they put little holes in and they transport the kittens in those. Those are very useful boxes. They actually have never been destroyed. These boxes will remain intact till a meteor hits the planet. These are very important boxes. And so anyway, then you have the issue of, the obvious issue of Broward election supervisor illegally destroyed ballots in Wasserman Schultz race. This is just one of the many illegal acts in Florida. This is not like, oh, well, my goodness, this is big news. No, it's not big news. This happens like on regularly to poor Tim Canova. God bless him. The Broward County Supervisor of Elections Office violated state and federal laws by destroying ballots from a 2016 congressional race too soon. And while the ballots were subject to a federal lawsuit against the office, a judge has ruled, while the ballots were subject, they destroy. It's just like what Hillary Clinton does. That's why I say Matthew Whitaker is completely constitutional. Andrew McCarthy stated he has 210 days to be Attorney General. It's in the clause. He doesn't need the Senate confirmation. It's within that clause. He needs to indict Clinton. Then all of this will end. Hillary Clinton's foundation is the lifeblood of all this insanity. Christopher Hitchens was talking about this. And I mean, like, Bernie Sanders, this is why, he wants to fight the 1%, but then he cozies up to the same people who not only epitomize the 1%, but have thrust this country into madness. This is crazy. This is crazy. There was no election interference. They accuse others of what they're guilty of. And people on the left and the media are in cahoots, and they don't care. Yes, Trump worked with Russia. It doesn't matter as long as it helps us. It doesn't matter if it's true as long as it helps us. Meanwhile, they're deleting emails. Hillary Clinton's deleting emails that were under subpoena, and she gets Reddit stone tier to delete emails. And they're destroying ballots that were the subject of a lawsuit again. And while the ballots were subject of a lawsuit, then they say it was a mistake. Snipes, this is the judge Rag Singhal ruled Friday that Snipes wrongly destroyed public records because the election official office is required to maintain the ballots in federal elections for 22 months, while Snipes destroyed the ballots after 12 months. So Snipes, quote, has not presented any evidence refuting that the public records sought were destroyed while the case was pending. So, and then it was Snipes called the action a, quote, mistake during test. It's always a mistake. How does it always? It was always a mistake. It's unintentional, don't you know? The evidence of their guilt correlates to a mistake or unintentional. Didn't mean to do it. Whereas with Trump, there is no evidence. Notice how nobody. Mike Miller, how do you safeguard the integrity of elections from domestic and foreign criminal actors? How do you utilize the Russia narrative to knock out decades? Okay, Q, they knew this day was coming. Well, Mike, I could tell you a long time ago, I was saying that Democrats are, thank you, Mike, by the way, Mike Miller, thank you. Democrats are vile and they'll cheat. They'll do anything possible. What happened with Bernie Sanders was a tragedy. What happened to Bernie Sanders was a tragedy that perhaps Bernie never cared to begin with. Madge Mac, thank you. Thank you very much, Mike Miller. Again, thank you. Madge Mac, thank you. So then you have Sinema finding 26,000 votes. You do the math on this. Arizona Democratic Senate candidate Kristen Sinema suddenly took a narrow 9,600 vote lead over GOP Martha McSally late Thursday with some 400,000 votes left to be counted in a closely watched race. This has to be counted by like video. Like these people should be videoed. And the whirlwind reversal in the race replaces retiring. Okay, Jeff Flake, who is Jeff Flake? This guy is like basically a Democrat. He's basically Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Oh, like I'm in the elevator. What do I do? Oh, I don't know how to press a number. I'm melting. Jeff Snowflake. The whirlwind reversal is the race to replace retiring Republican Senator Jeff Flake was a striking reminder that Election Day, though it concluded on Tuesday, might not be out of surprises. Yeah, when Democrats are counting ballots, nothing should surprise anyone. McSally had consistently led Sinema and was ahead by 17,000 votes. Okay, look. She was ahead by 17,000 votes. Again, she was ahead by 17,000 votes. And then she's down by 9,000. Okay, again, she was ahead by 17,000, and she's down by 9,000. That's a 26,000 vote swing. How did they find 26,000 votes? Right after the election, with Maricopa County, the only county going to Trump. How does that happen? How on earth does that happen? Madge Mack, thank you. Mike Miller, thank you. How does that happen? Richie B, possibly, yeah. I mean, you have a situation where this is not like, I'm not making this up. You have the DNC emails that show how duplicitous. I mean, they're calling up Chuck Todd. They're having dinner parties with media. The FBI and the Inspector General's report is in bed with media, getting tickets, going to dinners. I mean, this is insane. This is insane. Trump needs to do something. I mean, at a certain point, President Trump, I'm a Trump supporter. I admire him. I think he's a great president. Love the guy. But he'll be complicit if he doesn't indict Clinton. I'm sorry. And there's nothing stopping him. I don't care. Oh, she has the goods on everyone. I don't care. Oh, media will go after him. They go after him every day. Oh, my God, impeachment. He can't get past Senate. Or he might get impeached past Senate if he does. Oh, I don't care. She committed crimes. Trump has to act. This is insanity. This is insanity. I mean, it's absolute insanity. McSally had consistently led Sinema since Election Day and was ahead by 17,000 votes. I mean, is it statistically possible in Maricopa County that you would just in less than 24 hours find 19,000 votes? So you erase the 17,000 vote lead, then you erase the 2,000 vote lead, then you erase the 7,000 vote lead. So then 26,000 votes, all for McSally. I mean, for Sinema, sorry. All for Sinema? How many votes did they count? It doesn't even it's not even humanly possible. They literally only counted votes for Sinema. How many votes did they count? If it was razor sharp, I mean, like, it was supposed to be neck and neck, razor sharp. So 26,000. So what, 52,000? So they counted 60,000 votes. And it just happened to be like, okay, well, that was the margin that corresponded with the Election Day victory. Nella Larson. Nella, thank you so very much, Nella. Thank you so very much, Nella. Thank you, Nella Larson. Thank you. Nella, thank you. Nella Larson, they found 26,000 votes. Nella, they found 26,000 votes in a matter of a day. Let me read this again because this is interesting. The whirlwind reversal in the race to replace retiring Republican Senator Jeff Flake, this is Fox News, this is below in the description, was a striking reminder that Election Day, though it concluded on Tuesday, might not be out of surprises. McSally had consistently led Sinema since Election Day and was ahead by 17,000 votes as of early Thursday. Okay, Election Day was Tuesday. They kept counting Wednesday. Democrats were not happy. They're like, no, keep counting. Thursday, McSally's up 17,000 votes. And then the next paragraph, but then Sinema pulled ahead just 2,000 votes that afternoon. And her lead expanded to approximately another 7,000 the next hour? Sorry. That is not possible. Within okay, so that afternoon, 2,000 and then 7,000. So you're looking at within the span of 6 or 7 hours, you go from a 17,000 vote deficit to now you're up 9,000 votes. Sorry. I don't know. I just think there's something going on because Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Hillary Clinton and the Democrats are known for cheating. Actually, they had to resign for cheating. So then you have Georgia. She's up for 9,600. And Democrats, if they're mail-in votes or provisional ballots, Democrats were down big. Republicans were up huge. Even towards the end, Republicans are up huge. So again, it's like Doug E., what should Trump's move should be to fight this? Doug E., Trump needs to simply tell Matthew Whitaker, to indict Clinton tomorrow. This is just, please, if someone's watching in anywhere close to the White House, because perhaps it could be that people with some access to the White House watch this channel, whatever. You divert all of their energy into protecting Clinton. Thus, you continue to build a Republican message, or Trump's message, I should say. And you win 2020. But you have only 210 days to do it. Otherwise, they have to confirm. They have to confirm another senator. The Senate has to confirm an attorney general within 210 days. I'll read. So all the people, he's not constitutional. What do you know about the Constitution? You know, Sessions out, Whitaker in for now and maybe for good. The hilarious thing is that they're not gonna they're gonna keep stalling, which will make him. The president has named Whitaker as acting attorney general. This is Andrew McCarthy in the National Review. Under the Vacancies Reform Act of 1998, the relevant provisions are codified as Section 3345 and 3346 of Title V U.S. Code. There has been some commentary suggesting that because Whitaker was in a job, chief of staff, that did not require Senate confirmation, he could not become the, quote, acting officer in a position, AG, that calls for Senate confirmation. Not so. The Vacancy Act enables the president to name an acting officer who may serve as such for 210 days. As long as the person named has been working at the agency or department for at least 90 days in a fairly high-ranking position, Whitaker qualifies. He has excellent credentials and influential backers, Attorney General John Ashcroft, and he has Chuck Grassley, a lot of people. Okay, look, act decisively, Trump. Do it. What was that actor who's like, do it? No more Mr. Nice Guy. This only has to do with Hillary Clinton running the show. Hillary Clinton runs the show. Hillary Clinton runs the show. You know, and that's it. And that's really the situation. It's not a matter of the Democratic Party. It's a club. It's a social club that Clinton owns. It's a social club that Clinton owns called the Democrats. Christopher Hitchens, the late, great Christopher Hitchens. And even though he was an anti-theist, I'll say God bless him. And I think that you would appreciate that because of the sentiment, not the logic behind it, which he didn't agree with. But anyway, so he was calling out the Clintons from day one. He was calling out the Clintons since Bill was in the White House and in the Oval Office doing things that, Democrats didn't care then, but now they care now, but they kind of don't care because they're all over the place. Democrats are me too, but not really, but me not so much too, but me too with me too, Kavanaugh, me not so much too with Keith Ellison, and not me, no, not really too with Bill Clinton. You can't get a bigger bunch of phonies and hypocrites and liars and cheats and cutthroats. And then they're also moralizing fools. They're also the people who would tell you how immoral you are. No, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. No, you're voting for somebody horrible. Why? Because he fits this euphemism that is that everyone says is true. Well, what about people of your background who disagree with you? Uh-oh. There goes another political philosophy down the drain. Do you ever, by the way, Democrats or, the justice people, do you ever debate the right, the real racists, the real alt-right, the real people who espouse, horrible things? No, we just attack our own. We just attack people on the left. Oh, okay. That's good. Andrew Gillum needed the Senate worked, so hey, there's no shame there. Ha ha ha. We won in the Senate, even with we'll still be up by 1. We're up by 2 right now. We should be up by 4. We should be up by 4, but I mean, you can't. It's tough to win elections when they cheat and they hand count ballots and they're known for cheating. So it's just, it's a situation, and I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they're not going to care. They're not going to care. What Tim Canova is going through on the left, he's been fighting a one-man battle. The same people who want to shock the system and fight the patriarchy, oligarchy, 1%, everything else. Thank you, Mullet Baby 01. Thank you. You have Clinton's lawyer the same guy who outsourced the Fusion GPS Steele dossier, hand counting votes. And this is happening real time. They're stealing elections real time. I changed my screen name to H.A. Goodman, Jewish Trump Voter 2020. Follow me at H.A. Goodman Author on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow me. If you are on Twitter, follow me at H.A. Goodman Author. But it's happening right before our eyes, and you're getting the same media pushback. Trump without evidence suggests cheating. You had the Nation, you had writers in the Nation talking about how Bernie was not cheated. So, I mean, it's like, it's pretty unbelievable. So right now, there's a 3 Senate lead. You're not going to get 3 Jeff Flakes. You had Flake and Murkowski. There was only a 2 Senate lead before the election. Now, there should have been a 4 Senate lead, but now a 4 seat lead in the Senate. But McSally should win in Arizona. With Democrats, who knows? But McSally should win in Arizona, and Sinema should win. McSally should win in Arizona, and Rick Scott, he has a far greater chance of winning. So it's just really unbelievable. I mean, worst case scenario, it's a draw, and then there's a 3 Senate lead. In which case, Democrats are not going to get Republicans to flip, especially after what they did with Kavanaugh. If it's a woman, they're going to try to destroy Amy Coney Barrett, and it'll backfire on them. White women are actually still voting Republican. So and the media was overwhelming. We have a great economy. We have peace between North and South Korea, which is a great thing. Yeah, it's not everything is perfect, but he's a good president. They've turned him into this monster. He's already a better president than Obama. Obama destroyed Libya. So for all the people who want to, save the world on the left, look at Libya. It's a failed state because of President Obama. If Trump doesn't do anything, if he didn't have a great economy, if he didn't have peace between North and South Korea, he would have been a better president just existing, just not destroying a country like Libya. Josh Shepard, this sort of blatant and obvious corruption is exactly why we voted for Trump. In Oregon, Kate Brown won 7 of 36 counties, so that's fun. Yeah, I mean, Josh, 100%. It's blatant and obvious corruption. Well said, Josh Shepard. It is blatant and obvious and in your face. It's in your face corruption. And they're using they're using ballot boxes for different things. Why would you put staplers in a ballot box? That's stupid. That is stupid. It's the dumbest thing in the world. And it's an overt attempt to see what they do is, and they don't really have the media calling them out. Unless it's the WikiLeaks DNC emails, then they have nowhere else to turn, but Russia did it. And the premise behind Russia did it is Russia informed everyone of how disgusting we were. And the mere knowledge of that swung the election. But the actual reason it swung the election, the deceit, is overlooked. It should be mandatory all votes tallying be videotaped, absolutely, and witnessed by at least 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats under perjury of law with no late voting after 6 hours. Exactly. 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 That whole thing, well, if you're in line after 4 o'clock, no. Sorry. You get in line too late. Sorry, you should have gotten there early. So it's just, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how people on the left will consistently be wrong. Nate Silver, 538, Frank Luntz, everyone. Yeah, Clinton is definitely going to win. Definitely go. Oops, Russia did it. But Russia was never factored into their prediction. I was saying Clinton would lose in 100 articles, and I was 100% right. I was saying that Russia was nonsense. I was 100% right. I was saying that Sessions would be out after midterms. I was 100% right. So it's like, but just in terms of looking at what's going on, do you think the media cares? They're more worried about Jim Acosta's feelings. Sandy Goranson, how about President? If President Trump did it, that fails my dog. How about President Xi did it? If that fails my dog. Sandy, I can't exactly read the message. Thank you, Sandy Goranson. Thank you. Nella Larson. Thank you. It's just, and Rick Scott has filed a lawsuit, and then Bill Nelson has the audacity to sue Florida Secretary of State. This law firm that Clinton uses, the Clinton lawyer, they're the same law firm that purchased the Steele dossier. He needs to act decisively. Trump needs to act decisively. If not, he's going. I hate to say this. If he doesn't indict Clinton, I'm not 100% sure if he's going to win in 2020. And that's, because what the media is doing is every single day, gaslighting people, and it's working. It's working. I didn't think it would work in the House, but it's working. Constant gaslighting of people. So it's like, it's working. And it's not ending too. Like, it's not stopping. They're constantly telling everyone. And here is the upload. Share the upload, ladies and gentlemen. Share the upload of basically this live stream. So the upload here is of this live stream I just did before this. HA sidebar again. Cowboys Cerrone or Perry Saturday night. UFC's 25th anniversary. You're still the undisputed champ of live chat. Britton Johnson. Britton. Oh, goodness. I don't know. Should be good. Cowboy is great. He's always very, very solid. Just one of the great fighters ever. I don't know. Britton Johnson, thank you. Thank you, Britton. Thank you. Annabomb 31458, thank you. Thank you. Sandy Goranson, my dog ate them. The ballots like homework. Oh, that's right. Sandy, thank you. Jub 8891, sending hello and a cup of coffee. Hope White House staff is promoted after being Accosted by discount Joe. Discount Joe. Damage control in full swing. Hello, Christopher. Yeah, I mean, there's fraud everywhere. There's fraud everywhere. It's really just unbelievable. Like, it's really unbelievable that the media doesn't care. The media just does not care. And they keep on perpetuating the same thing. They keep on perpetuating the same thing. And they never stop. Um, never stop. And it's just, President Trump, you can look at what he Eric H526 just sent you a DM. If you could check it. Thank you so much. If you look at what President Trump is doing, I mean, it's like it's on now. But see, all of this back and forth, he needs to indict Clinton. She committed crimes. Then if they want to go after him, he could eventually undermine the intelligence community and just say, look, where's the evidence? The CIA has no evidence. The NSA has no evidence. And the FBI had no evidence. And they fabricated things and they covered things up. Yeah, sure, there would be egg on the face of the intelligence community, but they'll get over it. You mean they're finding votes in Florida and Georgia, but the election was on Tuesday? Let's blame the Russians and demand an immediate apology from President Putin. That's so great. 103,000 likes in 6 hours. It's so great. And they just don't want to give up. They just do not want to give up. Democrats have lost the Senate again. Amy Coney Barrett is on deck. I do not want Ruth Bader Ginsburg to be, I want her to live forever. God bless her. But it's just unbelievable. Doc BBW, where did Sinema find all of that? Doc BBW, who knows? They just found all these Democrats. There are all these Democrats that were. What I don't understand is this is all public record. I'm not making it up. McSally had consistently led Sinema since Election Day and was ahead by 17,000 votes as early as Thursday. But Sinema pulled ahead by 9,000 votes. So it's actually nicer. It's actually 12,600 votes. And A.G. Whitaker has to. The guy lifts weights like I do. But the guy has to lift that gigantic barbell called Clinton corruption, lift it over his head and say, indictments now. Let the media go nuts. What are you afraid? It's like a breakup. Like everyone's been in life. You've always in life, there are things you have to break up from. You have to break up with people. Sometimes you have to leave a job. Sometimes you have to just, sometimes you have to pay the piper. Sometimes you don't want to deal with things, but you got to. You have to, because if you don't, it festers and it grows. If you don't deal with things in life, sometimes it keeps growing and growing and growing to where it then becomes an unmanageable problem. Sessions is out. Richard Lanning, I think so. I think I am confident Richard Lanning, she will get indicted. Friends said Hillary. A lot of people don't think that that she will, but she will. Richard Lanning, friends said Hillary won't get indicted. Okay, yes, Richard Lanning. Dickens. Hate immediate cares. Hate immediate cares intensity. They are the DNC. Doug E., what do you think of Trey Gowdy? No Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy is Mr. Diplomacy. I want this guy, Matthew Whitaker, who actually wrote that Clinton should be indicted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a message I'm begging the Trump administration, do the right thing. Don't listen to me about indicting Clinton. Maybe Clinton is innocent. Maybe Hillary Clinton is innocent and she didn't mean to transfer top secret intelligence onto her unencrypted server or her server. But go where the evidence takes you. Go where the evidence takes you. If you would have indicted Clinton as a private citizen, you're now Attorney General. You know the evidence is there. And there was a DOJ probe under Sessions. This was in the Daily Beast. The Daily Beast wrote a hit piece on me simply because I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. This is the Daily Beast. This is when the Keebler elf was in charge. This is January of 2018. Okay? This is the Justice Department looking into Hillary Clinton's emails. Again, this predates Matthew Whitaker. Do it. Do your job. Get her done. Do your job. Because 2020 is we can't function as a country with Clinton running the show. The left is too stupid to realize that Clinton runs the show, and they're too beholden to their version of team play. The left, they can do anything to each other. See, Republicans are different. I've noticed that. Coming from the left, I noticed that if you try to take firearms away or try to take rights away from anyone on the right or conservatives, they're not having it. Democrats, you could do anything. If Trump was cheated, nobody would vote Republican on the right. If Trump was cheated, there would be revenge. Politically, they'd say, no, the heck with this. I'm not voting. Now, that happened to an extent. But basically, everyone fell in line. Like the DNC knew they would. And they had the loyal voices saying, hey, fall in line. And they did. And they'll do it again. This is Clinton's little plaything. Justice Department looking into Hillary Clinton's emails again. I'm not making it up. And if you watch this channel, just understand something. I'm always going to go up against the prevailing narrative no matter what. And I'll usually be right. Sometimes I'll be wrong, but I'll usually be right. I'm always just going to, if CNN and MSNBC are saying something, I'm going to say the opposite. And I'm just going to say the opposite because they're always, almost always wrong. It's the most scrutinized email server of all time. No, it's not. You want to know why? Because she deleted 30,000 emails. And, oh, by the way, Anthony Weiner had classified emails. And we don't know how she transferred top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICS, and SCIFs and other locations. So, Attorney General Jeff Sessions is looking into Clinton's email server. Again, it never ends because Clinton is an open wound. This is an open wound in our country. And it's a festering. She's running again, Mr. President. She's running again. And she might, honestly, with the way things are, with the way the left is, with the way the media is, with the gaslighting, with everything, she could possibly win. She could possibly win. HA, you see 22-minute Q&A outside Marine One. 9-minute in says Obama has done bad things that will be made public. 1720 FBI DOJ corruption being. I didn't, Liam, I didn't. I didn't. I have to check that out. If you can get enough people to win the House and a great economy, you can get enough people. And I'm on 31458, Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, not to be trusted. Oh, absolutely. Mitt Romney, I can work. I think that at the end of the day, he'll play ball. Because his niece is the RNC chairwoman. Thank you, Luca. Thank you. Thank you, Luca Francis. Thank you. It never ends because if President Trump's new attorney general doesn't indict Clinton, he is at risk of losing in 2020. He's got 220 days. So I'm just that's my thought process, not a prediction. How much do you bench squat? Squat I don't do. Deadlift I do. So I could do about 315 deadlift. Bench I just rep with 225, but I could do a lot more. But I don't because I can hurt my I've hurt my shoulder before benching, so I don't try to max out. Truth hurts 18. But I don't deadlift 315 like I just, I'll put 2 plates or, a plate and 25. Just, it's not super strong, but works for me. Truth hurts 18. Thank you. It's just, thank you, Leonard Sylvia. I agree with you. Yeah. Leonard Sylvia, thank you. I like to try to go heavy. But thank you, Leonard. I agree with you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't skip leg day. Legs are very important. I found push-ups are really important. Push-ups are just really, really important. It never, ever ends. And I think the absolute only way for this insanity to end the insanity to end is to simply do what James Comey should have done. Move beyond. And then they're going to say that Matthew Whitaker is illegitimate. He's not constitutional. This is going after. This is a tyrant. He's a dictator. Let them say it. They're saying it anyway. And they're cheating just like they cheated Bernie Sanders. They're doing insane things. Let them say it. Let them say it. I mean, this is insane. They're cheating left and right. They're cheating everybody around here. They're cheating everyone around here. Trump needs to act. The lifeblood of the Democratic Party is Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. That's it. That's it. He needs to act. And you know what? At this point right now, if they're waiting for a slam dunk case, I mean, they have the public record is a sure case. But if they're like, oh, but you know what? We know something you don't know, and she can get out of the indictment, then fine. Then she'll get out of the trial again. They'll find nothing. Then she'll be exonerated. Let her run in 2028. What do I care? Just at least get it out in the open. You can't get Christian Saucier ripped away from his family. Exactly, Stance, exactly. It's never ending. It's never ending. It's never, ever, it doesn't end. No, 225 is not that, it's not that much at all. So it's like nothing. More like 155. I'd bench 150. Who cares how strong a person is? Yes, I don't bench 225. I bench 155, and I'm 1,000 pounds overweight. Okay. It's never ending. It's never ending. And the madness has to stop. Thank you, John Jerry. Thank you. The madness has to stop. Sandy Goranson, I'm so afraid it will never end. I'm so tired and disgusted. It's never going to end until Trump does what he needs to do. Sandy, thank you so very much. Everyone, God bless. Thank you so much. You've gone over an hour. Share my Jerusalem Post article. It is going to be below. President Trump's words do not incite hate. We need to end the insanity, and the lifeblood of all of this is the Clinton Foundation and Hillary Clinton. And Matthew Whitaker literally wrote an op-ed saying, I would indict Clinton. If we're not close to Clinton indictments, I don't think we will never be close enough. The new AG has written an op-ed that is just like as if I wrote the op-ed. Faith St. John, thank you. God bless you all. Thank you, everyone. Sandy Goranson, thank you. Everyone, thank you. Nelly, thank you. God bless everyone. We're in this together. I'm glad to be with everyone here. And it's an honor to speak to you about all of this insanity. Hit subscribe. Thank you if you've watched this long. And to my super chat, thank you again. See you very soon.